I had to have everybody drop everything and help me just get what we could get done, get what we could get seeded before this rain. Good morning. It's been a crazy fall. We've been trying to get a lot of things done. This field's coming along nicely. We're picking away at it as we have time. Haven't really had a full week on this. We're just doing it as we can. We're coming back out this morning. We're gonna see if we can get something done. The 1964 Caterpillar D6 bulldozer that we have is a great machine. To replace it now, you have to spend something like $400,000 to $600,000 to get a new D6. It's been an awesome machine. My parents have owned it for 30 years. Cleared lots of fields with it, dug a couple of ponds, done quite a lot of work. One of the hardest things with clearing land with one of those root rakes on the Dozer is not pulling dirt and pushing it down over the bank with you. So you want to keep that topsoil up here where you're going to grow the crops, because crops and plants and things grow in the topsoil. Below that you have subsoil and there's not many nutrients in it. So rolling that over and keeping the topsoil on the ground and pushing the roots and sticks down over the bank, that's the hardest part. The easiest thing is being able to come out here and play on a wicked fun bulldozer every day. Towards the end of this project, I noticed the turbo was leaking, so we ordered one of those. Justin since got that on. And also the clutch was starting to get a little bit weak the last couple of days. So I babied it along, trying to just finish what we could get done. Because I knew having to do a clutch job right before bad weather coming, there's no chance that we'd be able to get back out here. So we babied it along and it made it work. So next for the Dozer, we're getting a new clutch and a new turbo. It's going to be good to go for another 60 years. So it's been a couple days, we got the rain and then we got some snow. So this is the field now, and this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going to sleep for the next 6-8 months. But this field's come a long way. Right where I'm standing now is right in the dead of the woods, and you couldn't see 5 foot in front of you. And now, from that wood line down there to this wood line right here is 1/4 of a mile. It's the full width of our property here. So it goes from one property line to the other. It's the only field that we have that does that. So this project has taken us a few months now, just because we can only pick at it as we have time. So Peter and Justin came out to give me a hand. Peter, Justin, and I jumped back and forth between the John Deere chisel plow on the white 105. The 285 white had the root rake that we made out of a vibra-shank. So he just rakes through the ground. The teeth are about 8 inches apart, 8 to 10 inches apart. So that lets the dirt pass through, but it'll grab any stick that gets snagged on the teeth while you're going. We've got a lot of other things going on the farm. That keeps Justin, Peter, and Dad busy right steady through. So it's been me out here as I have time with the bulldozer to be as efficient as I can, get as much done as I can. But right before the rain, I had to have everybody drop everything and help me just get what we could get done, get what we could get seeded so that we could get it done before this rain, because we weren't going to be able to be back out here until the springtime. Loki's about the most loyal dog you'll find. He was out here every day when Peter was, and just following him around. I'm sure he did miles and miles of walking, just following Peter back and forth behind the tractor. My dogs give up after about an hour, hour and a half. They'll go lay on the porch and wait for me to come home and let them in to lay on their beds. So I got half a day yesterday rock picking done. We're almost halfway done in the field. We're hoping to be done rock picking today. Seems unlikely, but we're gonna keep going. It's going really good. Needs to be raked probably one more time. So we got the 1850 Oliver, got our old rock picker with the fixed axles on it. We're gonna see if we can get something done and see how far we can go. So I put the old roller back on and it worked for 2 passes. I just shoved it on there and the other cone roller, the lag bed, held it on in place and worked good. And then I broke a lag, lost the whole lag bed, and I lost the nose cone roller. So I had Justin look, and we had an old one that we probably had sitting on the shelf for 15 years. And he brought that out, we replaced it, fixed it, working good now, bed's all back together. And I just went back over the spot. I was looking for that nose cone roller really hard because I didn't think we'd have a new one. And we dug it up. So here it is. So we'll throw that in the toolbox. If we break another one, we'll have somewhat of a spare so we can get through. So here we have the Bradstreet's grain truck. We needed some oats to seed the new ground that we're clearing out back. So they brought down a whole grain truck and said, take what you need and we'll weigh it and charge you for what you take. So we're filling up some boxes here so we can fill the grain drill. And then we're gonna go out and plant it. So Peter, Dad, and Justin came out to give me a hand. Dad was on the grain drill, seeding the oats. Justin's on the rock picker, gonna pick up all the small sticks and the small rocks, all the way up to, basketball size rocks, nothing too big. And the skid steer had the rock bucket on it. So I'm in the skid steer running around looking for any big rocks that might damage the rock picker if he tries to pick it up. So I'm just grabbing all the big ones, throwing them off to the side so that any of the big rocks that we didn't really want going up over the rock picker because the lag beds would get damaged, we pick their big ones out with the skid steer and throw them down over the bank. Peter's on the Vibra-Shank and the chisel plow. Peter's on the chisel plow, loosening up the soil and bringing any roots and rocks up to the surface so we can pull them off to the side with the root rake and the rock picker. The chisel plow in any field will pull up rocks because the way that the teeth are shaped on that chisel plow, it pulls up things from the soil because it's kind of like a half moon, kind of like a shovel going up under the ground and picking up the soil. So any rocks down there get pulled up to the top. So that was good to pull the rocks up, and then any roots that were still hidden and buried, that would free those up, loosen them up for the root rake and the rock picker to be able to pull out. Justin and I were sharing the rock picker. When I was on the bulldozer, he was on the rock picker, and then when he was gone, I was on the rock picker trying to finish this up. The grain drill was to seed the oats down and get a cover crop going on this ground. Well, there it is, end of the day, end of the season. 1.5 inches of rain coming tonight. I'm pretty sure we're done out here until next year. So Dad's getting the last of the oats planted as much as we can. He's on pretty much the line. So from him over, we didn't get rock picked. We need to rake this again. There's a bunch of small sticks and twigs in there that were plugging up the rock picker. And end of the day, so I said, we're all done. Not getting anywhere. So he's just got to seed this little bit, but all this behind me, that's all done. We were able to chisel plow the whole thing, so the ground is nice and lumpy. If you were to flatten this ground out, it would be just like a slab of concrete in the springtime, and it would not dry. It would just be a soup. As soon as you drove into it, you'd just sink out of sight. So you want to take your chisel plow through any piece of open ground right before the winter so that in the springtime it's got the most surface area. So you got hills and valleys, and that'll help dry out the soil quickly, and you can get on the soil earlier than if you had just a flattened ground. I'm glad we were able to do that. This has come a long way. Done a really good job to have it this far in 1 year. I expected it to take at least a year or two to be able to get this to this point that we're at now. This field's going to be really good for us. It's going to help us expand the farm a little bit. It's going to add maybe almost 10 acres to us. We're going to be able to expand how much we can grow. So we're going to be able to plant some more potatoes, up our quantities on what we can sell to our customers. that's the end of this project. So we got a lot done from start to finish on this project. A lot of work has gone into it, but very happy with how it's come out. We'll pick rocks on it again next year, harrow it, just keep getting all the debris out of it, and get some fertilizer on it and get the soil ready for a crop like potatoes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.